All right, so it is the song that launched countless YouTube covers, including one by Taylor Swift. Vance Joy's Riptide is sitting at 191 million views on YouTube, and now he's back with his new single, Lay It On Me, and a second album in the works. I had the chance to catch up with Vance when he was last in Toronto. Take a look. Okay, so Lay It On Me. You heard that before?
Yes. No. Well, it's not like that.
Not like that. It's the title of your new single.
Yes.
Talk to me a little bit about it.
I wrote it at the start of this year. I was in Malibu. I was actually doing a co-writing session with a guy called Dave Bassett, and I didn't really know what was going to come out of that session, as you never really do. And I went in there, I started playing a guitar riff that I liked, but I had kind of given up on because I just could never make a song with this particular riff. And he was like, I like that. And then we decided we'd try it out, and he sang a couple of melodies that I liked, and I had some lyrics in my phone. I had an idea for a chorus. And then over about 2 or 3 hours, we kind of pieced the song together and had a song.
So speaking of single, you're a single guy on tour right now.
Yeah.
I always wonder about the dynamic between musician and fans. What's that been like for you? When you're meeting people backstage, you're like, well, maybe we could have dinner, or maybe I shouldn't have dinner with you because you're a fan. Is there a separation for you?
I think it's hard with fans because they have an idea of who you are, and it's hard just to kind of move beyond just being like, oh, we're just normal people. Yeah. And so I think, and there might be an expectation that, you know, it's just might be a bit much. I know that if I was like meeting someone that I really liked their music, say if it was Brandon Flowers or something, who lead singer of The Killers, and I think is a super cute guy. I mean, I personally like girls, but I'm just trying to think of what it'll be like.
Yeah.
I would still be nervous if Brandon Flowers was like, hey, let's go get dinner. I'd be like...
Because there's the expectation, right?
Yeah, I couldn't be myself. And I think there's always that energy of like, it's hard to kind of just be like, let's deflate this energy of excitement and it's just nervousness. Because I imagine when I've met people I idolize, like when I got to tour with Taylor Swift, I found it hard to just kind of like, just chill, you know, and just be like, yeah, I feel like for that side of my life, friends of friends, or if it's someone that also does music, or at least someone where it's maybe someone that works in music, where there's not like an expectation or at least that sense of nervous, there's not that fandom kind of thing.
This is a good drum solo, if anybody plays drums here. Oh, you do? She says, I play beer drums. I'm 25.
So you mentioned you were on tour with Taylor Swift, as we know. I want to ask you about how that happens. Like, does she call you? Like, what was that first meeting like with her, and what were you thinking?
Oh, I heard from my managers that it was potentially a possibility, and I was like, I would love to do it if this could. I think a lot of things are always kind of like possibilities, and so I said, of course, I would be so happy to do this. It'd be a dream come true to get to open for you, but and then when it solidified and it was actually a real thing. We organised to meet. I got to go backstage while she was at the Late Show, David Letterman. She was performing, and I got to go back to the green room briefly and meet her, and she gave me a big hug, and she was like, thank you so much, and she was very complimentary of my music, and I was like, you kidding me? I was in New York playing my own show, and she was there. She just released 1989, and it had kind of, you know, exploded as her albums do, and I got to meet her parents, and she introduced me to her band, and I was just like, this is cool. And I guess, yeah, that was the vibe for the rest of the tour. She was very friendly and very inclusive.
What an experience. Yeah, and speaking of exploding, I mean, Riptide. Such a good song on everybody's playlist. I have to ask you about a line, though, the Michelle Pfeiffer line.
I swear she's destined for the screen. Closest thing to Michelle Pfeiffer that you've ever seen.
Okay, so tell me the backstory there.
It wasn't so much a conscious thing of being like, what is a good actress name to chuck in there, which I feel like it never works as when you're trying too hard. And for me, I'm a fan of her, and I think the movies that must have made an impression on me were, she was Catwoman in the second Batman.
Yes.
And she was kind of crazy and mesmerizing in that, and also in the Fabulous Baker Boys, and she's so good and so striking and amazing. And then I was writing the song, and it was like a stream of consciousness, and it honestly just came out.
Do you still love playing that song live? Is it tough to sort of recreate that for yourself every time you're on stage playing it?
It is a little bit tough, like because you get distance from it, and I think when you release a song, especially if it's a song that is popular, people kind of own it, and it's and you're like, wow, I wrote that. I forget that I wrote that. I feel like you're not playing a cover, you're playing your own song. But I guess the way to beat any kind of feeling of phoniness when you're on stage is just to look at people and just engage with someone that's like authentically like loving it, or like you see someone singing along or happy and you're just like, this is fun. Like people are having fun and I'm providing the music for the dancing and the singing. So
Okay,
yeah.
I gotta ask you about the Tim Tam Slam. Is this a thing? This isn't just, wait.
Wait,
Sorry,
oh, wait,
we
is that
have,
with the tea?
We have the Tim Tam.
Oh.
I'm gonna toss that.
These are delicious Australian biscuits.
Right.
We call them Tim Tams. But I think it's you take a bite out of one corner.
Yeah.
And you take a bite out
We
of
should
the
do
other.
this.
Yeah.
So you take a bite out of one and
Yeah.
then the opposite. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
We've turned the Tim Tam into a straw. So you put your mouth on over one edge that you've bitten,
Okay.
and you suck the tea through the Tim Tam. It melts the Tim Tam.
And then you
Messy,
just slam
delicious
it.
chocolate. And then you
We're
just
supposed to put the
slam.
whole thing in our mouth? I don't know. This seems a little bit aggressive.
It's a bit aggressive.
Let's see how this
Depends how crazy you are. I can't reach my tea. A little bit melted. Yeah, I got a little bit.
It melts so fast.
I got so excited I couldn't
It's
use it as a
actually
straw.
really good.
Is it good? Yeah, it is good.
We slammed it. Hey, cheers. Nice
Cheers.
to meet you.
This is delicious.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know that the camera's on right now.
No. A little taste in your morning, right? Okay, thanks for being here.
Pleasure.
Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna slam again.
All right, that was a lot of fun. Vance Joy's sophomore album, Nation of Two, will arrive in February of next year.